Louis XVI gave Marie Antoinette her own separate house on the grounds of Versailles. When Louis XVI inherited everything at Versailles in 1775, one of his first acts of benevolence was presenting Petit Trianon to his wife, Marie Antoinette, a house of intimacy. The building was designed to require as little interaction between guests and servants as possible. The decor of her boudoir displays an inventiveness unique of the age, featuring mirrored panels that by the simple turning of a crank can be raised or lowered to obscure the windows and reflect the candlelight. Henry VIII regifted jewellery from one wife to another. One such piece is this necklace. It was made for Anne Boleyn from jewels that were seized from Catherine of Aragon. Henry also gifted Catherine Howard and Catherine Parr as a wedding gift a girdle book, which is a small book that hangs from a woman's belt. The book had an intertwined H and J representing Henry and Jane. They first belonged to Jane Seymour, Henry's third wife. Queen Victoria gave the Resolute desk to the United States. In 1855, an American whaling ship rescued Britain's HMS Resolute, which had become bogged down in Arctic ice. After its return to Great Britain, parts of the Resolute were used to make desks. In 1880, Queen Victoria sent one of the Resolute desks to the United States. The gift was a memento of friendship between the two nations and still stands in the Oval Office. Queen Mary's cousin gave her an elaborate dollhouse. Queen Mary of Teck, consort of George V, was in her 50s when she received an elaborate, expertly crafted dollhouse, proving that toys aren't just for children. In 1921, Princess Marie Louise, Mary's cousin, commissioned this dollhouse. The princess even hired an architect to design the structure. The interior of the dollhouse was filled with miniature delights, such as actual books that had been donated by high-profile authors like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Thomas Hardy, and Rudyard Kipling. No detail was overlooked. The toilets even flushed and the lights flickered on. Anthony gave Cleopatra territories that didn't belong to him. In 34 BC, Roman general Mark Antony gave Cleopatra and her children a collection of lands and titles. In the so-called domination of Alexandria, Anthony lavishly gave the family various regions throughout the Middle East, including Syria and Armenia. The only problem was the land wasn't his to give. It technically belonged to Rome and was not Anthony's personal cache of land. Pope Clement VII gifted his niece a unicorn horn to celebrate her nuptials to the future King of France. Many people in the medieval and early modern world firmly believed unicorns actually existed. There was a lucrative market for so-called unicorn horns. These objects, which were actually narwhal teeth, were believed to be horns from unicorns and had magical properties. In 1533, Pope Clement VII sent one to his niece Catherine de' Medici and her husband, the future King Henry II, in celebration of their marriage. Queen Victoria gave Prince Albert tasteful nude paintings. Victoria's marriage to Prince Albert was famously passionate. After their wedding night, Victoria gushed in her diary, "Albert's excessive love and affection gave me feelings of heavenly love and happiness I could never have hoped to have felt before. In his arms we kissed each other again and again." Victoria's feelings for Albert even guided some of her purchases for him. She bought several paintings featuring undressed or semi-dressed women for his birthday in 1852. For example, she presented him with Franz Winterhalter's Florinda, depicting half-naked women bathing. King Henry VIII gave Anne Boleyn apartments in a palace that once belonged to a trusted advisor. As an archbishop, Cardinal Wolsey played a crucial role in shaping the early years of Henry's reign, but Wolsey's star burned out after he failed to get the Pope's permission for Henry to divorce his wife, Catherine of Aragon. But though Wolsey was no longer in Henry's orbit, his personal estate was. He had been building Hampton Court Palace as his home, and Henry quickly claimed it as his own. Henry didn't just want Hampton Court for himself. He gifted Anne Boleyn, his new queen, apartments of her own in the palace, though he executed her before she could see them to completion. King Rama IV tried to give Abraham Lincoln elephants. When new leaders take office, it has long been a tradition for heads of state to send congratulations to their colleagues. King Rama IV of Siam wanted to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's election with an epic gift, elephants, but Lincoln politely declined. Catherine the Great gave Prince Potemkin the same palace twice. Prince Gregory Potemkin was by all accounts Catherine the Great's favourite lover, though they never officially wed, but may have been informally secretly married. Catherine called herself Potemkin's wife. The Russian Empress gave him more than her heart. In 1776, she presented Potemkin with Anishkov Palace, a mansion in St. Petersburg. After Potemkin sold it, she repurchased it and gifted it to him once more. Queen Anne gave a delegation of Native American leaders a magic lantern. During Queen Anne's War, British troops relied on Native American allies to help fight the French in North America. In 1710, 4 leaders of Native American communities visited Great Britain. Queen Anne received them and presented them with diplomatic gifts, including a magic lantern, which is a kind of projector. The King of Norway gave Henry III a polar bear. King Henry III, who ruled England from 1216 to 1272, kept a collection of animals in the Tower of London. Many of them had been diplomatic gifts from European heads of state. One of the most unique animals in this collection came from Norway's King Haakon IV, a polar bear, which attracted plenty of gawkers. The bear enjoyed daily swims and fish hunts in the River Thames. Princess Anne gifted King Charles a toilet seat. After receiving this white leather toilet seat, Charles took it back to his Clarence Palace. Charles is said to be quite petty. Even the Queen thought Charles was too much. Whenever Charles goes out and cannot spend the night in his own home, he asks his staff to bring all the supplies from his home he might need. Framed portraits, his mattress, and this toilet seat, to just name a few. And this concludes the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for future videos. Thank you.